Then there's a note saying if any of the office bearers are changed between this report and the next report, please send the information to the director within 1 month of the change, and this should contain that information. So if a new committee member is appointed, the organization, the NPO director should be informed about the new appointment. And I'll actually show you an example of a letter, which is also in that manual. Details of the staff members, job title and staff member, gender, and also basic skills or services of the organization. You don't have to go through in detail, you can just say community development. Section B talks about the major achievements of the organization over the past year, and this is where the organization can say this is what we planned out to do in the beginning of the year. We've met these objectives, and then also give an explanation as to what activities we've actually carried on. So again, I mean, that could be 2 pages where you just explain what activities the organization has done. Section C deals with the meetings, and in essence, the organization is asked to tell how many meetings, whether it's the AGM, okay, there will usually be 1 AGM. Special general meeting, there's 1. Your MANCO meetings, 4 meetings, for example. Board meetings and any executive committee meetings. You could, in your case, if you've got your MANCO, then the board meetings would be not applicable. Give the date when the annual general meeting was held, and you can give the date, and then also ask that you know, sometimes the constitution would say the AG must be held within, say, 6 months of your financial year end. So then you must just say that it was held within that period. So they also ask if there's any special general meetings, and also if you've changed the constitution. So we'll talk about any changes that were made to the constitution. So if there were any changes made to the constitution, you should provide a copy of the special resolution, and also attach the changed constitution to the NPO directive. But we'll look at the specific requirements now. Then the details of the accounting officer, Ms. June Andrews, for example, and their address, and then also how often are the accounting policies being done. It's and you can just say bi-monthly or quarterly, whenever you are doing your accounting policies. And has the accounting officer's report been approved by the organization's office bearers? That was a question that Mr. Bell also responded to earlier. And you just say yes, if it has been accepted. The director will only accept a report and financial statement that has been approved by office bearers. So you must confirm in the report that it has been approved by the office bearers. And that's also why it wouldn't be advisable for the accounting officer or the auditor to just send it directly to the NPO director. Then they ask what percentage of your total expenditure was spent on administration costs. For example, salaries, rental, travel, water, lights. That's easy to determine once your your financial report has been prepared. And what kind of funds have you received in the year? Donations, fees, sales of products, gifts in kind, and then what percentage of your annual income came from submitting project or grant proposals to corporates, foundations, trusts, or foreign donors. Then it says a copy of the most recent financial statements, which include a balance sheet and an income and expenditure report must be attached to the report. So that's basically the report from the accounting officer or from the auditor. So once that's been submitted together with this report, then the organization complies. Now this is now just an example of that I've completed, but it takes to complete this part. It wouldn't take you more than 2 hours. Then it's done. It's easier if you've already got the reports in place, which most of our organizations have. I mean, your report to donors, so you have that. So you can just submit it and together with the audited report. So are there any questions on this? Yes.
Ricardo, firstly, over the past few years now, our organization has never filled in a form like this. But we have always sent in our annual report. And we believe that our information booklet at your annual general meeting contained everything required on this. And there was never an objection from the department to say that they have not accepted this report over the years. So I don't know whether that is still going to be accepted or haven't been accepted. But it contained everything, like I said, with pictures, but the full report. The only thing that we failed to do is to have an accountant or registered auditor approve our financial report. Because obviously our financial report, we will have a balance of about 2,000 Rand, and then the auditor wants about 3,000 to 4,000 to do the books. And we were never in a position to do that. So we've always just forwarded the financial report compiled by the accountant officer or treasurer, but this was accepted at the annual general meeting. Is that okay? Or? Because we have been doing, even when we apply for funding, we state this hasn't been audited by accounting auditor because we're not in financial position to pay an auditor to do the books.
So let me just, I'll respond to the annual report part, and then Mr. Mbele can respond to the financial issue. So my understanding is that because this report is prescribed, you actually have to submit this report as well. But there is a, like here, when it talks about the organization's major achievements of the past year, what you could do, and it's subject to correction, is that you could say here, please see attached annual report. But the other stuff, I mean, that according to my understanding, you still have to do. But I've seen many organizations submitting the annual report together with this report.
Okay.